I now yield 3 minutes to my friend Buddy Carter from the great state of Georgia.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you for undertaking this. This is something all of us, I think, recognize that we need to do. I'm thrilled to see this committee and the Congress get serious about saving and securing. That's the key, saving and security, not cutting, saving and securing the future of our Social Security and Medicare programs. This isn't politically popular, I get that, but at our current pace, cuts to these programs are guaranteed if the programs continue to exist at all. How are we going to explain that to our constituents when the program they paid for and paid into for their entire working lives evaporates? Who among us is going to look a senior citizen in the eye and say that they cannot retire because we failed to balance our budget? I've heard false narratives that label us as heartless for wanting to reform our vital safety net programs, but we're not the ones with our heads in the sand. We're advocating for a smarter approach that sustains these essential programs well into the future so generations to come can also use them. Every single one of us in this body, every one of us, promised in one way or another to make this country better for future generations. We may disagree on the how, but we all share the belief that it is up to us to secure this nation's future. As a healthcare provider, I know firsthand the critical role that programs such as Medicaid and Medicare play in people's lives. It's vital that people get the life-saving medications they need at an affordable price. The Congressional Budget Office has suggested that, had Congress acted on Social Security reform 2 decades ago, our largest spending program could have been made solvent with only a modest impact on the incomes of average retirees. However, we didn't act. This must happen now, not in the future, but now. Not reforming our entitlement programs means accepting drastic cuts and a true break of our promise. I, for one, refuse to accept that. Today, we find ourselves over $34 trillion in debt. That equates to borrowing $5 billion a day. The over $6 trillion we spend in fiscal year 23, which equates to over $200,000 a second, is faster than the speed of light at 186,000 miles per second. We are spending money faster than the speed of light. However, we know that most of that spending is not controlled at Congress's discretion. We could cut all the money that Congress appropriates annually and barely make a dent in the long-term fiscal health of our nation. One frightening example of this is by 2027, if we don't act now, the interest alone on our debt will surpass our annual spending on national defense. As President Reagan said best, we don't have $1 trillion debt because we haven't taxed enough. We have $1 trillion debt because we spend too much. It's become evident we need a bipartisan, bicameral fiscal committee because reining in spending through regular House order just isn't cutting it anymore. I know getting our spending under control is a bipartisan issue, and the fact we are even here today is a testament to the leadership of Speaker Johnson and Chairman Arrington. Look, folks, this process won't be easy. However, it will be tough, and unpopular decisions need to be made to keep our promises to the American people. I look forward to voting for H.R. 5997 and I urge my colleagues to do the same. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I yield back.